Namaskaram. Already I have mentioned that there is no general method for solving all the partial differential equations. And in last class, we have seen that how to solve PDEs by direct integration. In this session, we will discuss a special type of partial differential equation, which is Lagrange's equation and its general solution. Okay, let's start. These are the solutions of previous homework. The PDE of the form PP plus QQ equal to R, where P, Q, and R are functions of X, Y, and Z. This is the general form of Lagrange's equation. For example, Px plus Qy is equal to Z. Here, this is our capital P, this is our capital P, and this is our capital Q, and this is our capital R. Okay, so this small p represent the first order derivative of z with respect to x, and also the q represent partial derivative of z with respect to y. Okay, next we are going to discuss algorithm for solving Lagrange's equation. Step 1. Write the subsidiary equations or characteristic equations, which is dx by p equal to dy by q equal to dz by r. Okay, they are capital P, Q, and R. For this example, here capital P is X and capital Q is Y and capital R is Z. So the subsidiary equations corresponding to this example is dx by the capital P is small x and dy by capital Q is small y and dz by capital R is Z. Okay, this is the subsidiary equations corresponding to this example. Step 2. Find two independent solutions u equal to a, u is a function of xyz, and v equal to b by solving these subsidiary equations where this a and b are constants. And one more thing here, independent means one solution. One solution means this u or v. Okay, one solution is not a function of other. Okay, one of them is not a function of other. For example, suppose u equal to z by y. So we find this u by solving the subsidiary equations. Then v equal to x by y. Yeah, which is possible because here this v is not a function of u. What about this one? V is equal to z by y whole square. Is it possible? No, because here u is z by y. Here v, you can generate v using a function. Which function? You take f of u as u square. So here v is equal to u square. That means v is a function of u. So this is not possible. And what about this one? V is equal to some cos of z by y. Is it possible? No, this is also not possible because you can generate v using the function f of u. What is f of u? Cos of u. Clear? So that is the meaning of independent in this context. Okay, u, one of them is not a function of other. Clear? So this is also not possible. Anyway, by solving these subsidiary equations, we get u equal to z by y and v is equal to x by y. We will see this in detail in coming slides. Okay, so you don't worry. Step 3. Write the general solution as either u equal to f of v or v equal to f of u or f of uv equal to 0. Here this f and f, all the functions are arbitrary. You can choose any function. So for this example, here u is equal to z by y and v is equal to x by y. Suppose we consider this representation, u equal to f of u. Then what is the representation corresponding to this one, u equal to f of u? Is nothing. What is our u? U is z by y. So z by y equal to some arbitrary function of x by y. Clear? So you can write this z as, you can write z as y into of x. So this is not a single solution. This is the general solution because this solution involves arbitrary function. So this is a family of solutions. By putting different values of f, you get set of all solutions satisfying this PDE. Okay. You can also write the general solution in this form. And this corresponds to v is x by y. So x by y is equal to some arbitrary function of u is z by y. So this is also another representation of the same family of solutions. X by y equal to f of z by y. F is also an arbitrary function. Final form of the representation of this general solution is f of uv equal to 0. That means you write simply f of u is z by y, comma v is x by y equal to 0. Here also f is an arbitrary function. For example, we choose f of uv as u plus v. Then what is the solution corresponding to this choice of f? So, and these two implies the solution is z by y plus x by y equal to 0, right? Because our f of u is u plus v. So by solving this we get z. What is z? Z is equal to, this is minus x by y. So y into minus x by y, that is minus x. So this is the solution corresponding to this choice of f from this representation. You can also generate this same surface using all these other two representations. For example, in this case, if we choose, what is f of t? F of t as, we have to find z is equal to minus x. So if we choose f of t as minus t, what happened? Then this representation gives the same solution. Y z is equal to y into, what is f of t? F of t is minus t. So this become minus x by y. So the same as z equal to minus x. Similarly, you can generate the same surface using this representation. For which function of f? Yes, here also f of t equal to minus t. Then this become x by y equal to minus z by y. So z is equal to minus x. Okay. So this is the one interesting property of these representations. All the representations are equivalent. Clear? All the representations are equal. That means this is our one, this is the second representation, this is our third representation. That means all the surfaces satisfying this representation is equal to set of all surfaces satisfying this second family. That is equal to set of all surfaces satisfying this third family for a particular problem. So you can represent solutions of this PDE in any of these three forms. Okay. Only thing is, these are the different representations of same family of solutions, similar to different nicknames of a person. Okay. Okay. Consider the example. Solve yp minus xq equal to 0. So our standard form is p plus q equal to r. So here the capital P is y. So here capital P is y. And what is capital Q? Capital Q is minus x. And capital R is 0. Right. So what is the subsidiary equations? Subsidiary equations are dx by y. Yeah, here P is y. And dy by minus x is equal to dz by 0. Okay. So next we have to find two solutions, u equal to some a and v equal to b from these subsidiary equations. For that, first we consider first two ratios. So first two ratios implies what? Dx by y is equal to dy by minus x. You can separate the variable. So this implies x dx is equal to minus y dy. Then integrate on both sides because now it is integrable. X dx and y dy. Okay, so it is integrable. So what happened? So this become x square by 2 is equal to minus y square by 2 plus some arbitrary constant c1. Then again this become x square plus y square whole divided by 2 equal to c1, and this implies x square plus y square equal to 2c1. Here c1 is an arbitrary constant, so let it be a. So we get one solution, which is x square plus y square equal to a. So this is the first solution from this subsidiary equations. And we have to find one more solution using these subsidiary equations. One ratio is dz by 0. So we can easily find one solution using such ratios if denominator is 0. Okay. Once you get denominator is 0, then you can equate numerator also to 0. This is not in our usual calculus. It is algorithm for solving subsidiary equations. Okay. So what happened? So here dz equal to 0. So you simply integrate on both sides. What happened? So z is equal to some b. So now we have two solutions, x square plus y square equal to a and z equal to b. So what is our u? Here u is nothing, x square plus y square. And what is our v? V is nothing, z. Clear? Okay, so u equal to x square plus y square and v equal to z. Another important thing is here u and v are independent because one of them is not a function of other. Now we are ready to write general solution using any one of the three forms. Okay. So the general solution is either z is equal to f of x square plus y square. Here this is the form v equal to f of u, right? X square plus y square equal to g of z. Here it is u equal to some arbitrary function of v. And the last form is f of uv equal to 0. So f of z comma x square plus y square equal to 0. As I mentioned, all these three representations are equivalent. That means set of all solutions satisfying this representation is equal to this, that is equal to this one. For example, suppose we choose f of t equal to t square. Then what is the solution corresponding to this choice of function? Because z is equal to f of x square plus y square, and this implies z is equal to x square plus y square whole square. How to find the same solution from these two representations? Can you give a guess for g and capital F to get the same solution? What is g of t and what is f of uv? Yes, if you choose g of t as square root of t, then you get the same solution. Why? This become x square plus y square equal to square root of z. You simply square it, then you get z is equal to x square plus y square whole square, right? Then what is f of uv? You have to find the same solution by suitable choice of capital F. Yes, it is u minus v square. Then you get the same solution because our solution is f of uv equal to 0. So this is u is z minus v square, square it, that is x square plus y square whole square equal to 0. This is same as z is equal to x square plus y square whole square. Okay, so all these three representations are equivalent. In next lecture we will solve more problems of Lagrange's equation. Okay, thank you.